So here, let us see some of the most important questions, that is PYQs, from the topic digestive glands. Okay, so let us start. Duodenum has characteristics Burners glands which secrete two hormones. So what are the hormones which are secreted by the Burners gland of the duodenum? They are secretin and cholecystokinin. So let us answer this. Yeah. So now let us see the next question. Secretin and cholecystokinin are the digestive hormones. They are secreted by pyloric stomach, duodenum, ileum, esophagus. So secretin and cholecystokinin are the hormones which are secreted by duodenum. Okay. So yes, it is correct. Now let us see the next question. What will happen if the secretion of the parietal cells of the gastric glands is blocked with an inhibitor? So if the parietal cells are not functioning properly. Okay. So before answering that, let us recollect these gastric glands secrete three types of the cells. What are they? They are the parietal cells, which are also called as oxyntric cells. So which are necessary for the secretion of HCl. Then chief cells. They are also called as peptic cells, which secrete pepsinogen. And third one is mucus cells. They secrete what is called as mucus. Okay. So parietal cells are necessary for the secretion of HCl. If the HCl is not produced, then what happens? Actually, this HCl which is produced by the parietal cell is necessary for the conversion of pepsinogen into what is called as active pepsin. So if the HCl is not liberated, then what happens? This pepsinogen will not be converted into active pepsin. So according to this, let us answer. In the absence of that is secretion of HCl, inactive pepsinogen is not converted into enzyme active pepsin. So this is correct answer. Okay. Yeah. So now let us proceed to the next question. If for some reason the parietal cells of the gut epithelium become partially non-functional, what will be happening? So just now we have seen parietal cells, what they produce? They produce HCl. HCl is necessary for the conversion of pepsinogen into active pepsin. So if the HCl is not liberated, then this reaction will not be happening. If pepsin is not produced, then what happens? This pepsin is the proteolytic enzyme which converts proteins into proteoses and peptones. This reaction will not happen. So if the pepsinogen is not converted into pepsin, then pepsin will not be converting proteoses into peptones. Okay, so that reaction will be stopped. So let us see the options. What are the options they have given? The pancreatic enzymes, are especially the trypsin and lipase, will not work efficiently. The pH of the stomach will fall abruptly. Stiapsin will be more effective. Then what is the next option? Proteins will not be adequately hydrazed by the pepsin into proteoses, peptones. So this is our answer. Yes. So now let us proceed to the next question. One of the constituents of the pancreatic juice which is poured into the duodenum in the humans is. So pancreatic juice produces what are called as trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen. Okay. So these two will be activated by the enzyme which is called as, wait a minute. enterokinase. So enterokinase activates trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen into active forms, that is trypsin and chymotrypsin. Okay. So what is the question according to them? What is the hormone or which is liberated by the pancreatic juice? It is trypsinogen, or it is chymotrypsin, or trypsin, or enterokinase. So it is trypsinogen. Okay. After the liberation of trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen, only they will be converted into active trypsin and chymotrypsin by enterokinase. Okay. So the correct option is A. Yeah. Now let us see the next question. For its activity, carboxypeptidase requires. So this carboxypeptidase enzyme which acts on the proteins require the action of what is that? There is zinc. Okay. Now let us see the next question. The enzyme that is not present in the succus centricus. So succus centricus is the intestinal juice. It contains nucleosidase for the conversion of nucleic acids. It has lipase for the emulsification of the fats. It has maltase for the action on disaccharides. It doesn't contain nuclease. Okay, it doesn't contain nuclease. So now let us see the next question. Which hormones do stimulate the production of pancreatic juice and bicarbonate? So angiotensin and epinephrine, gastrin and insulin, cholecystokinin and secretin, insulin and glucagon. So the correct option is cholecystokinin and secretin. So now let us see the next question. In the stomach, the gastric acid is secreted by, gastric acid means HCl. It is secreted by, we know it is parietal cells. Yes? Yeah. Which cells of cryptophyllocone secrete antibacterial lysozyme? So this antibacterial lysozyme is secreted by the cells which are called as Paneth cells. Okay. And these zymogen cells are the oxyntric cells, whereas Kupffer cells will be present in the liver. And these argentifin cells are not related to the digestive system. So the correct answer is Paneth cells. Now, which of the following option best represents the enzyme composition of the pancreatic juice? So amylase, pepsin, trypsinogen, and maltase. Pepsin will not be present in the pancreatic juice. Peptidase, amylase, pepsin, and renin. No, it is also not correct. Lipase, amylase, trypsinogen, and carboxypeptidase. So this is the correct option, which is the composition of the pancreatic juice. Now, which of the following gastric cells indirectly help in erythropoiesis? So erythropoiesis is by means if we see in the gastric glands, there are three types of the cells. Yes, parietal cells. So these parietal cells will produce what is called as HCl. This HCl is necessary for the conversion of pepsinogen into pepsin. In addition to that, it is also necessary for the conversion of iron, means it is also necessary for the conversion of ferric substances into ferrous. Okay, which is necessary for erythropoiesis, means formation of the blood cells. So indirectly, it is parietal cells. Okay, next. Identify the cells whose secretion protects the lining of the gastrointestinal tract from various enzymes. So it is, if you remember, it is mucus cells. Sorry, mucus, which is secreted by the goblet cells. Goblet cells are necessary for the production of mucus. Mucus is a substance which which protects the inner lining of various tracts. Okay, so it is goblet cells. Yeah. So now let us see the next question. The enzyme enterokinase helps in the conversion of. So enterokinase is the enzyme which helps in the conversion of trypsinogen into active trypsin. So the correct option is this one. Okay. So now let us see the next question. Which of the following functions is not performed by the secretion of the salivary glands? They control bacterial population in the mouth. Yes, correct. Digestion of complex carbohydrates. Okay. Lubrication of oral cavity is also correct. Digestion of disaccharides. So among these four, mainly digestion of complex carbohydrates will not be um, performed by the salivary glands. Okay. So now let us proceed to the next question. So let us match this. CCK means cholecystokinin. See, cholecystokinin is related to the pancreas. GIP means gastric juice inhibition factor. So this is related to the gastric gland. Antinuric factor. ANF means antinuric factor. So it is related to the heart. Okay, it is related to the heart. Neuropathic factor or antinuric factor. Okay, ADH antidiuretic hormone is related to the reabsorption of water. It is related to the kidney. So cholecystokinin is related to the pancreas, which is necessary for the secretion of better pancreatic juice. Okay, so A4 and B gastric juice inhibition factor is related to the gastric gland. B is 3. Anti-neuropathic factor is related to the heart. Okay, C is 2 and D is 1. So let us check whether it is correct or wrong. Yeah, it is correct. So now let us proceed to the next question. Okay, that's all. So hope you like this video. So let us continue with some more MCQs from this lesson in our next video. Thank you.